Oh, yeah. Coming up next, we have the dope dad himself. That's right, Rico Lamitte. When Rico is not babysitting or house hunting, you can find him pretty much doing nothing else because that is all that he is doing right now because there was a tragic gangbanging incident on the internet. That's right, because the internet gangbanging wars are so real in South Central LA that he's having to move. That's right.
That's
So he's
real.
busy house hunting, and if anyone else can help him out, they would very much appreciate it. That's right, is the dope dad himself, Rico Lamitte.
All right, y'all. So I've got a special treat for everybody on this Friday morning for everybody on the East Coast, on the West Coast, and afternoon on the East Coast. So back in 1977, four art house visionaries, Mobius, Drouillet, Dionne, and Farkas, brought their magazine Metal Hurlant to America with controversial, groundbreaking artwork that would change the face of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror genres forever. They created and published Heavy Metal, a American science fiction and fantasy comics magazine known for mind-bending visuals, controversial content, and a deep bench of globally sourced artistic innovators. At the time, a vast majority of American comic books would willingly bow down to the suppressive censorship of Comics Code Authority, formed in 1954 by the Comics Magazine Association of America as an alternative to government regulation, following a widespread moral save the children panic centered around a series of Senate hearings and publication of the popular psychiatrist Frederick Wertham's book, Seduction of the Innocent. At the height of its influence, the CCA was the de facto censor for the entire U.S. comic book industry, but Heavy Metal gave zero fucks. Exercising its First Amendment right to free speech, the brand went on to publish 45 years of adult-themed work that featured explicit content with a brand of dark fantasy, science fiction, erotica, and steampunk comics. Now focused on comprehensive fan experience unique in the entertainment industry, HME delivers content across print publishing, new media, TV, film, and animation content studio, and now Cannabis. They'll be bringing decades-old reign of counterculture terror to the industry through a collaborative effort with Massachusetts cultivator Berkshire Roots, launching this weekend at NECAN out in Boston with a unique line of weed products they say will be something that we've never seen before. So I got some questions, and with us today, we have James Winokur and Tommy Coriel. Brought to us by Stu Zakum out in NECAM. You guys on with us? Get your audio on?
Yeah, come here. We have you. Is it on mute?
We can't hear him, Stu.
Hold on.
Yeah, switch to Clubhouse. We'll get the audio on with you guys too. I think I'm gonna switch them over to Clubhouse. So they have a unique brand of product coming out. There we go. Yeah, we can kind of hear you guys. I don't know.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I don't know, y'all.
Can you hear us?
Tell Steve to switch over to Clubhouse and get some audio on you.
Switch over.
All right, so what I thought was unique from the story here, it came out in several publications, High Times, Celebs, Stoner, everybody was covering these guys because they were absolute counterculture gods in a comic book magazine that actually bucked the trend when everybody was coming out with that Save the Children bullshit back in the 60s. And we're seeing a lot of that now too. And they want to bring that same energy to the cannabis industry. And they say they're going to be doing it uniquely through cannabis. And I just want to know how they're going to do that. They have a brand launching out today, and they're giving us exclusive rights to the story, telling us exactly what they're going to be doing with there. If anybody has seen any of the Heavy Metal album covers and everything with like scantily clad women hanging over men, they got all kinds of erotica comic books and all that shit that was coming out in the 80s. These guys were behind that shit. And now they said that they're going to do the same thing in Massachusetts comics. So any of you boomers in the room, Jason, that can speak to what was going on in the 80s and how death metal was coming out, and all these guys had the women in bikinis and all the men with they're all ripped up because because the consequences of steroids did not exist back then. What?
Dude, I loved that movie as a kid, the heavy metal cartoon movie. That shit came out. It was Sammy Hagar was the fucking the lead song, call it heavy metal. That dude, there was nothing out like it of its kind. The Conan movie was like the closest kind of thing. Dude, for a teenage shit, I wasn't a teenager in the I was a teenager in the 80s. Anyway, for a teenager, that shit was awesome. I couldn't wait to hear about it. I hope we get him back.
We do have Danielle from Berkshire Route in Clubhouse.
Excellent.
Are you with us, Danielle?